How are we all? And it's another match preview. And this one, it's about a game that we might actually win. No free hits taken into account this week. We knew the Arsenal game was going to be like that, though, didn't we? To be fair, I think the boys will talk about it and touch on it, but we give a really good account of ourselves, especially in the second half. I think first half there was a little bit of frustration, and I will say it now for a big bulk of Burnley fans and some people that I can't name. But yes, there is a few of us. Please, Scott Parker, if you come across this video, drop the back five, please. It's shit. It don't work unless you're going to put all five of them right next to Dubravka on the line. Don't bother. Seriously, do not bother. Not that said, obviously, we are going to be previewing the West Ham game. We do have a video put in by a Hammers fan as well, Jake, who, if you're a regular to the channel, you'll have seen many times before. If you can as well, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and also get yourselves in the comments. We'll go through them as they come in. And obviously, my missus has put comments in straight away and says, Esme said, "Why does he edit so good?" I'll take that. Maybe if I actually spend some time with her sometime, the edits will look shit because I've took all my time doing edits instead of spending time with her. But hello, Esme. Hello to Kate. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. You're the only one person watching, I think. That said, let's get into it then. Dan, glad to be back.
All good. All good. Good to see you again, boys.
Happy days. Enjoy it out from the cold. Back in the
Yes,
warmth.
back in the warmth just in time. Made it. Great to be back on, mate. Loved it.
Oh, happy days. Happy days. Right then, we'll come to you, Dan. Your thoughts on the Arsenal game? It was an interesting one, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think it went sort of how we expected. But second half, at the end of the day, I was pleased that we came out. We kept them to 0-0. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, we said, didn't we? It was a free hit. It didn't affect us that much. We dropped a point over the whole weekend, didn't we? We went from 4 points clear to 3 points clear. It's no big shakes. It's no big worries. That's the best time to play the big boys when it doesn't really affect you overall. So yeah, not too upset.
No, and Joey obviously watched it from afar. What did you make of us? It was definitely a game of two halves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like you say, it didn't really go pretty much how we didn't expect it to go. We fully expected, it was a free hit. Like you say, a game of two halves. Second half, it was more positives than anything. It wasn't a case of just nullifying the Arsenal threat. We did frustrate them. We did create as well. So, there were a lot of positives to take from that second half. And the game in general, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I was pissed off at half time. I was a bit annoyed at the way in which we conceded the goals. I like I say the first one for me is very comical defending. It's almost Sunday League-esque. Yeah. I mean, Dan, you was very much on it. He was very much Facebook's VAR. You were taking the screenshots. You were showing us, and to be fair, I wish I'd have actually got them up and put them up. The screenshots that we got. Literally, the box was flooded with Burnley players, one Arsenal player, and four of them were out a shot ahead of the first goal. Talk us through that first one for Arsenal.
Do you know what I am going to say, Dan? I was sat rows away. It was right in front of me. That's where I
You were
sit.
defending them better than the team in Claret and Blue were.
Yeah. You could sort of see what was going to happen. I have to say, you're saying you were sort of pissed at half time. I wasn't that upset at half time because when you saw that sort of first two goals, to be fair, I did. I just sat there and thought, well, what do you expect? It's Arsenal. I mean, it almost seemed undefendable. The problem comes when you get to see replays and when I get to freeze frame and slow frame and then screenshot. And that is when I think you pick up what Parker was saying. I was quite surprised driving home on Saturday evening that Parker was a bit upset about particularly the first goal. He came out and said he felt we could have done better, and I was a bit like, oh, give over, come on, that's a bit harsh, Scott. But to be fair, yeah, I mean, we started off watching the ball, but I think which way around was it? We started off watching the ball and taking no notice of 5 players who were going to come and flood the box, and it was obvious that's what they were going to do. And then we all turned and watched them as the ball come over, and it's too late then. Look, at the end of the day, I think we can pick it apart, and we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We could have done better. Yes, we could have done better, but will we learn from it? Yes, I think we will. And thankfully, we've only got to play them once more this season, so I'm not too upset about that. Second goal, different thing altogether. I'm, as you know, boys, not akin to this play 5 at the back, but let's put our 2 full-backs so far up the pitch that we're basically playing 3 at the back. And one of those, as much as I love him, isn't even a centre half. So to me, when you send Walker up to do his long throws and you're sending him to the opposite end of the pitch, and then you get a goal against down his side where they've come into attack against Josh Laron. To me, I just feel that's a bit like it's a bit soft on us, really. Why are we doing it? I don't see why. Apart from that, look, 2-0. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was. Joey, the second goal, obviously, Dan's just touched on it. It came from that Walker throw in. I didn't get it because they seem to be quite a period of time that Walker's trying to indicate, no, we're going to go for like phase 2 of how they'd set up for their corner set piece. And obviously, the one thing we've seen with Arsenal this year is that they're great at defending set pieces. They're also great at scoring from set pieces. But they are what the good teams do against you. You can try and be as forward as you can, but if you're not fast enough, will catch you on the counter, and they did. I mean, I thought we would do a really good job of keeping Gyökeres quiet, but we didn't. He manages to get the free ball from off Gabriel, comes across, picks out Trossard. Dan said there, when you've got a midfielder having to play centre-back in Josh Laron, who positionally probably didn't know what to do. Do I close Trossard down more? Is there going to be somebody tucking in behind me to be able to pick up that sort of piece? What did you make of that? Because personally, I thought Josh Laron should have been a little bit tight to his man.
Yeah, he definitely should have been tighter. But like you say, that's your problem playing a midfielder in defence. You're playing a back 5 as opposed to normally playing a back 4. I think the problem with the goal, like you say, about Kyle Walker taking it, just before that throw-in, we had another throw-in further down the field, which was a lot more suitable to Kyle Walker taking it, and they defended that, and it went out for another throwing further up the field, and we just went to repeat what we'd done. It was too far back, in my opinion, for Walker to be taking that to put it into the box. He was never going to get it to the back post. So I think that, that's where the problem was there. Like you say, had he not took it, he would have been over at that side of the field. He's got more pace anyway, but he would close Trossard down a lot quicker and stop that ball then coming in.
Yeah, it's the couple of incidents in the first half. I think there was one where Esteve sort of didn't read the move, and Saka was in on goal if it wasn't for Dubravka. Like I say, we would have been staring at 3-0. In fact, I did write a few notes down. I don't know whether I got rid of them but I did write a few bits down from that first half.
I know that.
Typical Daniel fashion. I went and deleted it like a tit. Oh yeah, there's no recycle bin when it comes to your blood. Oh, there is. Get in. Yes, get in.
It's all getting a bit professional, this done.
It is. It's getting a little bit too professional. I started off with the back 5 doesn't work. Fuck it off. I've never known a team with so many defenders and yet so open at the back. Why do we persist with 5 at the back against top 6 sides? Fuck it off. That's exactly
that comment back.
So yeah, they're the notes. But no, there was a Trossard shot as well, cleared off the line by Tuanzebe. So we did live life very dangerously in that first half. I think once they smelt blood and they got that first goal, they piled on that pressure, didn't they, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, we had to open up though, didn't we? I mean, we'd
Yeah,
let the two in. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, the one thing I guess I was sort of pleased about is we didn't give up. I mean, we didn't just decide, oh well, that's it then. We'll just defend and go down 2-0. I mean, we had to open up and we did, and we kept trying, didn't we? And that's the main thing. Look, we could have done 3, 4, 5, but we didn't. And Dubravka, like you say, Chuan Zabi, who didn't have a bad game again. I didn't feel overall. You know, we did all right. We did all right. Two mistakes. It's the Premier League and it's against Arsenal. You're going to get 2 goals against. It's as simple as that.
yeah. Joey, it's been now put on social media today by Jakob Brun Larsen. I'm guessing you've seen it, of Hjalmar Ekdal's Shana. Have you not seen it?
No, I've seen nothing. I've been busy
Have you
today,
not
mate.
seen it? He's got
Game day preparations for me.
well, you're a busy man. Trust me. I think
Yeah.
Andrew Postecoglou might do because he's all over social media, but no, I'll have to try and find it now. But yeah, he's took a real battering, hasn't he, Dan, by the looks of it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, left eye's totally shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although Parker says in the presser that he should be all right to play by Saturday. Well, that eye doesn't look like it's opening much.
If
Is
I
this a
can,
training incident or was it from the Arsenal game?
There you go. Look.
Oh, nice.
he's got a
That's
cut in
fairly
the
close, isn't
eyebrow.
it? Yeah, cut in brow. And the
And not
bruising and
not long
swelling
after his
underneath.
birthday as well. I wonder if he had got a little bit worse for wear and ended up in a bit of a bar brawl. But no, it was a game that we park, weren't it, Joey? At the end of the day, no matter the result, okay, we as fans will always get a bit peeved how the game pans out, etc. You know, we said it about the Wolves game. In the end, we were made up and happy as pigs in shit. But
Yeah.
at losing a 2-0 lead at half time, you were fuming. It's just that twists and turns of football. This is a game that we park now. We're on to another team battling in the same area as us. It's a relegation 6-pointer. Yeah, what do you think going into this?
Just go back to what we were doing. We know the likes of Arsenal, the Liverpools, 4-4-2. Yeah, no, that's it. Go back to what we're doing. Play our game. Show the best version of ourselves. That's all we can do. West Ham, again, like when we went to Wolves, they're there for the taking. You know, I know they got a good win that weekend, but every now and again, a blind squirrel's going to find a nut. You know, they're a poor side. So they're definitely there, and we should be going there confident, looking to get the win. And maybe if we end up coming away the draw and disappointed, then fair enough. But definitely good to win.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we've seemed to have a knack of winning against teams in and around us. I mean, we've done it with Sunderland, and look at where they are flying. Obviously, we did it with Leeds. We've done it with Wolves now. It's gotta come again, hasn't it, Dan? I mean, we always say a point on the road is more than enough. But this is a game with all that West Ham have in troubles off the field as well as on the field. We have to have that winning mentality to go again.
Yeah, totally. And I see no reason why we won't. I commented to my dad probably in the week about the fact that I was pleased to hear. Now my mind's gone blank, and I didn't make notes down.
You were
Who was it
prepared
on
last
the
week, and
interview?
now he's got sod all.
Yeah, I know. One of the lads did an interview after the Arsenal game, and they said, moving now on to West Ham, and he said it out straight. It's a massive game. They know they're not stupid. They're open about it this year. They came out and was it Walker readily admitted Wolves was a 6-pointer. They are believing it. They are thinking it, and they are going out there to get the job done. I'm not too fearful of West Ham, but it's typical Burnley. West Ham were bound to get a good result before they played us. It was absolutely guaranteed.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that, Joey. Obviously, they got that result against Newcastle, which none of us were hoping for. And I went on a West Ham channel last night, and they put the video out this morning. But even I said that it's just typical West Ham to get that first win. Burnley fans start to shit themselves a little bit, thinking, there's this. But then when you look at it from the West Ham side, it's come at the bad time for them because they just have got that win under the belt. They're coming up against a team like us. They'll want to try and keep that run going, but then the international break curtails what they're trying to achieve. So it really puts a halt from their side. How do you see it from the Burnley side, though? What do you think we need to do? Because we're obviously looking to the next couple of games. I think it's Chelsea after that. Again, this is a game that it must not lose.
Well, that's it. I wouldn't necessarily say must not lose it. I'd ideally like not to lose it, of course, but I don't think we will. I genuinely don't. The players know what games they've got to be playing in, basically. Play, and then Chelsea's another free hit. Not to say that they won't be playing, because of course they will. But the players know what they're doing. They know what games they have to focus on. And this will be one of them, the West Ham game, definitely. Like I say, beginning of season, they'd have probably put it down and had a look at it and thought, well, if we can get a point there, then we'd be happy with that. Like you say, a point on the road and beat your own games. But the way that things are, definitely should be. They'll be going for 3 points, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the last couple of games that we've played against them, Dan, and they've either been, I think the last game we actually played were 2-2 away at West Ham, 10th of March 2024, if I'm not mistaken, 2-2 draw. But I think the point I was trying to get to is that they've obviously, well, let's speak about West Ham in general. They had a protest the other night against Newcastle, I think, where they stayed after the game in the stands to protest. We're not leaving. There's more chance of you leaving before us. Apparently, there's now a protest going on before the game on Saturday. We've been here with West Ham before, haven't we? Where their concentration has been elsewhere because of fans either encroaching the pitch or making them voices not tennis balls, etc. We had it all in that. What a win, though, by the way. That were that. Can you see it derailing West Ham this time round?
Yeah, that's the simple answer. I think we're forgetting as well that from what I read, Newcastle were beyond poor. I don't, from what I read, West Ham. It's not even as if they went out and cleared Newcastle off the park, and it was such a great result, such a great game. I'm told that Newcastle were genuinely really poor. And our history is not too bad. You've just touched on the last game 2-2. I am prepared with some stats for once. We do not get done over by West Ham very often. And we never get done twice. Yeah, it's 2-2s. I mean, okay, company season, everybody beat us. So they beat us at home and we drew away. There's no surprise. But if you go back through some of the previous years, 1-1, 0-0, 1-2, 1-0, 0-1, you got to go back to 1920 to see a 3-0 and a 2-0, and that was us stuffing them. We're all right with West Ham, home and away. It's never a big scoring game, and that I think plays in our hands. If they're only likely to get one, I have every faith that we'll get one, if not two, and that's got to play in our hands. We're not playing a team that's going to touch wood, come out and hit 3 or 4, or West Ham do not, have a sudden surge up the table like Villa did. It's completely different thing altogether. And even Villa haven't exactly flown up. They've moved after beating us. But West Ham are a different kettle of fish. I genuinely feel like we've got to win in this one. I don't see why not. We just got to keep our momentum going, and like you say, park the bus on Arsenal, which we will have done. Quick check. Not happy with that. Not happy with that. Right, bang. Here we go.
Yeah,
I mean, just to add to what Dan was saying there about affecting West Ham, I think, of course, it definitely will affect their players. They know what's going on off the field. I think the aim for us would be try and get a hold of the ball early on and get a hold of the game early on and try and frustrate their supporters and have them turning on their players. Their players aren't going to want that, and they're not going to want to be playing Burnley. There's other teams in that Premier League they'd rather be playing this week than us.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the table there, Joey, as well. They occupy that last spot in the relegation zone. West Ham 7 points. A win puts them level on points with us. Obviously, we don't want that. That's another incentive for us to look at, isn't it? And put 6 points daylight between us and that bottom
Yeah,
three.
definitely. Yeah, it's added pressure on them as well, knowing that if they don't get the win, we could potentially be a minimum of 4. Well, we would be a minimum of 4, ahead of them, which is another game that they have to play. We're essentially 2 games ahead of them. Then so yeah, it's definitely mind over matter.
100%. Dan, obviously, what have you made of the way we've played against the teams in and around us? We seem to give a really good account of ourselves, hard fought, we do the basics right. What do you see being a strength for us after we seem to always find a willing away against these sort of clubs?
I think it's what I said pre-season. I think we might have lost, a couple, and we're talking about our defence on Saturday just gone, but we are very well drilled. And I think when you're playing the teams around us, teams that are in that bottom 3, that bottom 6, that bottom 7, one thing none of them have really got is a good defence. A lot of them aren't getting beat, 1-0 unluckily. A lot of them are getting beat. We're not, apart from the obvious big boys, against anybody else, we are tight. We are really tight. And we frustrate, and then we get breaks, and we are learning, I think, as the season's gone on, to play more openly and attack. Going back to the back 5, in some respects, that's why we're all saying get rid of the back 5, because we've now got the confidence to start putting 2 wing backs up and playing 3 at the back. We didn't do that against Liverpool. We played 5-5, 5-5-0. I mean, we literally had 5 straight at the back. But when we put 4 at the back and we play our game, and we defend in numbers still, we'll defend in numbers. But yeah, that's all we have to do is just keep them at bay. And then, God forbid if they do a Wolves, well, we'll just do everything we can to kill it off, or to, nick it at the end.
Why not? I'm just looking at what Scott Parker had to say at today's presser. The one thing that sticks out for me is that we've got 10 points from our opening 10 fixtures. You were to average, like you say, that's a point a game this year, and we've played 5 of the current top 6. That's massive for us, and that is staying up mentality if you look at it from that perspective. Parker goes on to say that we're growing every game. He says the team continues to grow in confidence, performance after performance, week after week. They've been positive to take in every game we've played this year. We're growing as individuals and as a team. There's a collective growth on and off the pitch, and they're not just talking about Yalmar's eye. That growth is being acknowledged by our fans, who have backed us every step of the way. It's also going to be a return to West Ham for Scott Parker as a manager. What sort of impact do you think that's going to have, Joy?
Not much one. I wouldn't have thought, to be honest with you. I think he's probably looking forward to going back and seeing old faces, but as an actual impact on how he's going to approach the game, if it's going to have any extra meaning, I wouldn't have thought it'd have a massive amount of extra meaning to it for him. Fully agree with what he said there about there's been positives and about the team growing, definitely. And also, fair play to him, he's not scared to change it either and admit, I got things wrong here.
That's true. I mean, if not so much for Parker, Dan, Josh Cullen, a West Ham boy, former West Ham youth player, having the chance to, again, strut his stuff against, the team he grew up and supported.
And I mean, we're talking about the fans having a negative effect. I mean, 2 players like Josh and Scott, who've got a lot of time for West Ham and were passionate West Ham players. I mean, the best thing they can do, and I'm not being funny when I say this, is beat West Ham, because that's more pressure on the board and the club. So, all of this comes to play. Josh Cullen ain't going to go there thinking, I don't want them to lose because, I don't. he ain't going to be thinking that. He's going to be thinking, I'm going to do the fans a favour here. We're going to do them over, and they're even more under pressure, you know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they react. It'd be interesting to see how the West Ham fans take to Scott. I was just looking, but I can't see it. He must have gone back before. Was he? I know he had short times with Bournemouth and
Yeah, I think he probably would have
Fulham in
done
the
with
Premier
Fulham and
League, but
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah, because he wasn't there long, was he, with Bournemouth and Fulham? He didn't get many
no,
games with either of them, did he? Or
no.
was it Fulham? He pretty much did a season, I think.
I might have.
No, I don't know, but you know, he must have a record against them. That's what I'm trying to find, boys. We're really not planned enough for this, are we, Dan?
We don't need to plan. We wing the shit out of it.
Wing
That's
it.
the best. That's the best thing about it. Unless we're defending, then wingers stay back. To be fair, Cullen has put something out on the website and said that we're in a good place. It says that it'll see Cullen return to West Ham. He spent 15 years with the Irons. The skipper has full focus on making it a happy return and has all eyes on claiming 3 points. He spoke ahead of the trip and says, "We know the challenge we're going to be up against, and they will want us to use that result from last weekend as a turning point in the season. We are aware of the quality within their squad, and obviously it's a new manager for this season, so they will still be playing with a point to prove of adapting to that and the changes. However, we also go there wanting to push on ourselves and get the win. We know we're in a fight, and it's a fight for everyone in this league, and we want it to be a successful one. Winning gives you belief, and there is no point playing well in spells of games or for periods and not getting anything to show for it. We feel like we're in a good place where we are right now. Over the 10 games we've developed as a team from the first game of the season to where we are now, and we just need to keep pushing in the right direction." He does continue to go on, but I'm not going to sound like a narrator. But no, if everyone could do what Anthony has said in the chat as well, like I say, please do drop a like on the channel. It really does help to get us pushed out there. And I can't thank these boys for giving up the time as well out of busy schedules. Dan's being worked out by his mate Jim, and Joey's living the dream, playing around with turmeric. So all's good in the world. All's good in the world. We do have a video actually with a Hammer's perspective, which I did say I would put on, and then we'll obviously dissect what Jake has had to say. But yeah, if people have watched before, Jake, a good friend of the channel, we've watched him grow. I feel like he's the younger brother that I've helped develop, even though I haven't. But yeah, this is what Jake had to say about his West Ham side this season so far.
West Ham United welcome Burnley to the London Stadium on Saturday in what is looking like a pretty important game for both sides. Now, if you'd have asked me to do this about a week ago, what I would say would be a hell of a lot different after West Ham beat Newcastle by 3-1 in a brilliant performance at home last time out. It's given the Hammers a lot of confidence going into this game where it's been pretty bleak beforehand, 2 or 3 points on the board after 9 games. Potter sacked, Nuno in, lots of frustration, protest planned for this game against the board, and it looked like the only time we were going to be at this place here, Wembley, was in a playoff final. But now it seems like there's a bit of renewed hope in the fan base. Of course, this game is massive. It's a 6-pointer, 2 teams down there fighting this season, and we are in a relegation battle. There's no doubt about that. We've been the second poorest team in the league, and we're only being propped up by a Wolves side which are pretty awful. So it's not exactly a compliment for West Ham. We've lacked any quality in midfield. We've been clinically slow. There has been lots of team selection mistakes and recruitment mistakes, which goes back a long way to sort of provide a bit of context why West Ham are where they are. You'll see a protest and a lot of frustration from the Hammers faithful on Saturday, but do I think we'll come through it? I think just about. We were good against a pretty poor Newcastle side, I must admit, but again, beat Spurs the game before and won convincingly in Champions League, just last night. So Newcastle were no mugs, and we did a real job on them. So that's given me a little bit of hope. If we can go with similar midfield, if we can get our pace and legs in there, that we might just have enough at home. But a very difficult difficult game, and for one thing I will stress is that Burnley are not being written off, because we have been pretty poor this season. But thanks, Dan, and no good luck for Saturday, because you really don't need it. And speak to you later.
What a man. What a man. I can call him that now. I used to say, what a boy. But, but what a man. And speaking of nice reasons to smile, I saw Joey smiling off camera there. I'm guessing that you're in Ireland now, so pronunciations. Eloise?
Yeah.
Yes, get in, even though it's not
That's
Irish,
an
but
English
still.
name, mate.
Yeah, I know. But listen, I'm from Burnley. Spelling is not was done with spaghetti, alphabetic spaghetti around here. But no, obviously, absolutely flabbergasted to see your beautiful mush on the screen. So no, I hope you're well, Zoe, as well. Hope things are good with you. Yeah, any points to pick up from what Jake had to say there, Joey?
Yeah. Just what stood out really for me was how he's been saying how poor they've been in midfield and how slow they are on the turnover as well. I think that's definitely something that will work in our advantage. I think the midfield works very hard for us, and we have a bit of pace in that midfield as well. We can turn defence into attack quite quickly given the opportunity. So that'd be something to work on, I think, and something to focus on. Again, if you take their midfield out of game, I think that the fans will turn. And just the high press.
Yeah. Dan, anything you could follow on with from that? He said about how they've got to try and keep that momentum up.
I mean, the first thing I picked up on was the midfield as well. But I also, dare I suggest, I got the sense that they sort of think, oh, we won and that's it. Don't get too giddy. You've got 3 points off of Newcastle on a dodgy game. Do you know what I mean? I just pick up the fact that they are disgruntled. There are problems. Everything's not gone well. They're in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. At least they know that. But yeah, to me, it's just that midfield. That's a massive thing to me. If they're slowing the turnover and their midfield's been poor, then we surely should be able to deal with that, no problem. We dealt with Arsenal's midfield for the second half on Saturday, so
yeah, 100%, 100%. Thinking about it, then going forward, what we're saying. Any surprise admissions, Joey? Do you think we're expecting to see Lyle Foster come back into it, or have you been very happy with the way we've set up with Zian up top?
Yeah, I don't see him changing that. I've been thinking about that myself, and it is a difficult one, but I just don't see him changing it at the moment. There's no need to. It's handy to have that option of Foster. Don't get me wrong; it's good for him that he's got a goal. So yeah, I don't see it changing up. I don't see a great deal changing, to be honest with you.
No, Dan. Anything for you in terms of admission? I'm guessing you'd like to see Laurent drop to the bench, if anything, and we play with that back four.
Look, as I've said, I like Josh Laurent. I have no problem with Josh, and I do think actually coming on as a sub into the middle to put a few tackles in and to shore things up a bit, or even chucking him into a back five at the last 10 minutes because we're winning 2-1 or 2-0. Don't have a problem with Josh. My concerns, like a lot of the fans, is JBL and Jaden Anthony. Jaden's not really done a great deal at all. I don't know whether it's how he's being played, how the instructions he's been given, but he's not doing what he did certainly for the last half of last season. He's not getting the ball out wide. He's not running in at the players. He's not coming inside. He's just not doing any of it. It's weird. And JBL just still seems a little bit slow and a little bit little bit in pain, maybe a little bit not quite fit enough, and maybe not even match sharp. So for me, the question would be, what do we do? I'd like to see a change on the wide. It was interesting with the subs he made against Arsenal. Is that him beginning to now look again at some of the lads that we haven't seen? But I don't think he'll change. He's going to play the same 11, and I think he'll just do 4 at the back. So yeah, Josh will probably be out for someone, and then standard.
Knowing how look, he'll stick Barnesy up top or something. But obviously, Joe, yeah. Bring Gifton back. There's 3 games obviously coming up this month. Obviously, the West Ham game, Chelsea game, home, and then away to Brentford. Ideally, how many points are you looking at, hopefully, to get out of those 3 games?
I'd hope for 4. I think 3 tomorrow and a point at Brentford.
I thought you were going to go fully Irish there. 4 points, and I want them all against Chelsea.
You be careful, you'll get trouble.
But no, 4 probably something you'd say as well, Dan?
Yeah, I'd have said exactly the same thing. 3 against the Hammers, 1 against Brentford. But look, Chelsea's a free hit, but they're not Arsenal. If we get pushing on this properly, I don't see why we can't frustrate Chelsea a lot more than we could Arsenal. They're not Liverpool, they're not Arsenal. So I'm not too worried about Chelsea, ridiculously enough, lunchtime kickoff. So do you know what? I'm going to be really positive, boys, and I'm going to say, why not? Let's have 5 points. Let's get the 3 and 2 draws. Why not?
Okay.
In any combination.
I'm going to be greedy and go full on, Polska German leader. I'm going for a full 9.
Very bold.
Hey.
I hope you're right, though.
Don't take that, Dan. Don't take that all offence. Listen, I know you've had a really nice shave and you look beautiful, right?
Good of you to notice.
But no, seriously, I'd be the same as you. But 4 or 5 points is well enough. And so he says there, I'm good, thank you. Hope you're all well. Other Dan as well. Good to see you back doing these. Well, I gave one to Esme there. You've given one me. I'll give another. I'll send another art out there. To be sure. Score predictions. The big one. I'll start with you, Dan. How do you see it going? You hate these, don't you? You hate this bit.
Yeah. You're not going to get one off me, mate.
Stick like, do
yeah,
it.
You're not going to get one off me. You'll get one off me against the likes of Arsenal and people, because let's be honest,
it's easy to predict defeat. But you just need to sit on the fence.
I can't do it to us, boys. I can't do it. Every time I score predict is wrong, so I ain't score predicting against West Ham. I'm not doing it, Dan. Not doing it. That's my protest. I'm joining the West Ham fans in protest. No.
Brilliant.
Basically, what Dan is saying, everybody, is whoever, as long as a team in Claret and Blue wins, he's not arsed.
And he'll come back afterwards and say, "See, I told you that were going to happen."
Yeah. I said 2-1, didn't I? Joey, what are you going for?
I'm going for a 3-1 win.
Oof, big.
Yeah. No. In fact, I'm even going to say we'll be 2-0 up at half time. And that's as far as I'm going.
Well, you don't watch it second half?
No, the big game over about. No, I mean, I'm not making any more predictions because someone will put it on a bet, it'll come up and I'll be annoyed I've not done it.
Yeah, to be fair, I did it against Leeds. I said we'd win 2-0 and we did, but I never put it on. So, and I'd seen all over social media as well, like somebody had put a video up of like a skip through of Burnley Leeds on FIFA on YouTube, and we won 2-0 on that. And then some AI predicted us to win 2-0. I thought, right, well, it's coming 3s at 2-0. Should I? Shouldn't I? I thought, it's me. It wouldn't happen. If I actually did put money on it, it probably would not have happened. We'd have got beat 2-0 or something stupid like that.
Well, you know what happened to me with my bet, so let's not talk about it.
Because honestly, red rum could be in its prime. And if I backed it, it'd be shot after at first bloody hurdle. It's that bad. Anthony, you know my thoughts on pineapple on pizza, you scruffy bastard. Like, no. Just no.
Wrong.
Sick individual. Absolute melt. To be fair, though, I did say to Kate the other day that I wouldn't mind. I've heard good things about that burger that McDonald's have got from that World Tour thing, and they've from Australia. I think that one's got pineapple on it. So I've said if she bars it, I might have a try. I'm not going out of my way to bar one.
It's a dangerous, slippery road, that one, mate. You
It
want
is,
to be
but that's what I'm
careful.
saying. If somebody else bars it and I don't like it, I can spit it out and not really have to deal with the rest of it.
But what if you like it? Then we're going to have to reevaluate our friendship.
I don't think I'm going to like it.
But
Every
if
time
you
I
do,
have
you're
like
going to put it on pizza then.
no, no. I'd rather shit in my hands and clap, mate. To be honest, and I'm guessing Zoe's not a massive fan either.
No,
Definitely not.
And not of pineapple either.
No, no. I'm going to predict that Burnley play West Ham this weekend at the London Stadium.
She tells us the Terriers.
No, I said it on the other channel. I'll say it on here. I'm going to go for a Desmond. I think another two apiece. A point in the road isn't. It's not going to be a bad point at all. Two teams battling it out. 4 points against each other. Let's just see what's what. I just want to say a massive thank you again to Jake for sending the video in. I really do appreciate that. I sent him one as well, so he can put it out on his because he went live at 8 o'clock. So because we're all in a mismatch, it's like, right, well, I'll send you my thoughts. You send me your thoughts. So yeah, thank you to Jake for that. Again, Dan, Joey, really appreciate it. Giving up the time. And like I say, we will potentially review this game after the weekend. I did one.
Congratulate Mr. Milner on getting it right result. Well done, mate.
Yes. Yeah, well done on your no score. He loves it.
Oh, dear.
He loves it. No, but thank you very much. Anthony says, I've seen the video of Dan when he did the celebrity get me out of here eating challenge. Yeah, that were bad, mate. I'm sorry, but I were eating bugs on camera. It weren't the best thing. It weren't the best thing.
Can you do the chili challenge?
Idiot, stupid thing. At 300 subscribers, I should have waited till I got to like 1K or something. No, I got to 300 and I was like, yeah, let's do it. It was the worst feeling ever. I'd put it up there with the vasectomy. That's how painful it were. When you get that pain in the pit of your stomach, it was up there.
Oh, mate, I know the feeling of one of them.
It's horrible. See, it's just torture. Thank you again, guys. We will be back with another video very, very soon. Obviously, more match previews, more match reviews coming out as and when. Do join us this weekend, though, because if you're like me and others in this group, you won't be at the London Stadium because the new football manager's out and you get closer to the players watching it there. The London Stadium layout is shit, and basically even the West Ham fans don't agree with it. So you can join us on Saturday at 2:50 and we will be going live and doing a live watch along of the West Ham Burnley game, and fingers crossed it'll be the first time we get a win on the channel, because I decided to go on the Leeds game and Sunderland, our away camping, because it was booked before the season started. But yes, please join us for that on Saturday. If you can, like I said already, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know your predictions in the chat, even if you're watching this on catch up. And like Anthony says, good show, guys. Really do appreciate it. Until then, boys, what do we say? UTC or what?
Definitely UTC.
I can't
I'll
believe.
go with no, nay, never.
Oh, he's going with a
I'm
new
going
one.
with 50 games undefeated. Sorry, I thought we finished.
You know what? It's the perfect way to get it in. Perfect way to get that in. Nobody will know what we're on about, but
No, but we do.
Let's live the dream. Let's live the dream.
Yeah.
UTC, 3 points this weekend against West Ham. That's what we're hoping for. Up the sodding Clarets. Come on, boys.